Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Miracle Call, our LifeWave Live Younger Miracle Call on March 3rd, 2025. I'll be your host this morning, Sunshower Rose, in the Sedona, Arizona area. We'd like to welcome all the newcomers. If you're brand new here, we're just so excited that you were able to make it with us this morning. We know that you'll be pleased on learning how people are using, in the first 15 minutes of this half-hour call, the X39. And the second half hour, or second 15 minutes, we can talk about other patches as well. But you're going to hear some really great testimonials. A couple of house rules. We'd like you to, first of all, raise your hand virtually so I can see where you are in all these Hollywood squares, and keep it up while you're talking, and then lower your hand when you're done talking. You may have to unmute yourself as well because everybody's muted right now. We'd like you to speak to only maybe 30 seconds to a minute. That'd be good because we have a lot of people that may want to share as well. We just want to be courteous. And the other thing is, please do not name any disease names, as LifeWave does not claim to treat, cure, or diagnose any disease. So if it has an itis at the end, please don't say that. But we're happy that you're here, and I think it's time to get this game rolling. So who wants to be first? If you don't raise your hand, I might have to call on you. I don't see a hand raised. Am I missing something? Aha, Dushenka to the rescue. All right, girl. Unmute.
All right. I was trying to raise my hand from the time you started talking. It just takes me a minute sometimes. But what I wanted to share is that 5 weeks ago, I cut my finger down to the bone. The bone stopped the knife going through my finger. And I grabbed another X39 and stuck it on the back of my hand and kept going on with my life. And now 5 weeks later, there's no scar. You can't even tell which finger was cut. And that's amazing as far as I'm concerned.
Well, it's definitely amazing. And as we call this the miracle call, it just seems so miraculous, folks.
It does.
Thank you so much for Dushenka. And Jen Allen, please.
There, I can talk.
Yep.
Hi, I'm always happy to raise my hand. I hope I don't bore anybody with some of the stories, but when I first started the patches 3 years ago, I had bone on bone with my knee. And when I would walk, it was painful, but that was my exercise. So after 1 week, that pain went away. I don't usually tell that story because I don't want to get people sad if they don't have that same fast result. But it was very powerful. Or Gary Wagner, you're talking. Stop.
Nope, sorry.
You
Thought it was
anyway. No. How about that, Sunshower? I just took over your job.
Thanks,
But anyway, I helped Michael. So what I want to say is I stayed on the patches, and after a while, I'm 77 now, so I was 74 when I started, and I used to have to wear pads every day because of a drip, whatever. It disappeared, and I was dry. And after a year, I said, well, oh my God. And then I had a male friend who signed up under me, and he said the same thing happened to him. So I felt like, good, it works for men and women, and we shouldn't be embarrassed. We should share it. And then the big one for me has been that when I wore it for 3 years, can I say the fancy cells or whatever, anyway, inside my ear changed. And so unexpectedly, I don't get air sick, car sick, boat sick, or anything anymore. And that is a true miracle. It's sort of like you, Sunshower, being able to taste again, or smell again, or whatever. Yeah, each one has their story, but it's miraculous. And so the long haul is what I'm in it for. And I know that it's working on other things. Final thing, I did rip the meniscus on both sides of my knee. I was supposed to have knee surgery October 25th. After a year of wearing patches and throwing them on, I got that surgery was canceled. I've been out of pain. I don't have it. So I'm still patching my knee because I want to make sure it gets stronger too. But those things are okay. Enough of me.
Amazing. amazing. You have all these stories, and you've been around the block a few years, so have I. There's all these in-between stories too that we don't get to say because we want to, conserve time here on our call. But thank you so much for being so compliant and saying like 4 stories in about a minute and 2 seconds. Good job.
I'm always calling you guys and asking you to come on Michael's show. So there you go. I'm
Yeah.
happy to be
Well,
back.
thanks again. And Lavelle, please, or Majay.
Hey, good morning, Sunshower.
Good
So
morning.
let's start from the beginning. 5 years ago, Mr. Micah Curso, Mr. Passion, we call him, he called me up and he told me about, he said, Lavelle, I have this new product and, I couldn't walk. I couldn't put on shoes. I was in a lot of pain. And he said, I put these patches on and in 3 days, my foot went back to normal. And he knew about my wife, Ina Majay, who had been bedridden for about 2.5 months. She couldn't sleep because she was in severe pain, couldn't get out of bed most of the time. And I put the patches on her, Sunshower, and she said, "Oh my gosh, what is this? Take it off, take it off." I said, "Well, I don't know." So we called David Smith, and he called us back, and he says, we told him what happened. He said, "Well, it sounds like it's trying to fix everything." He said, "Take it off, drink some water, and put it back on in about an hour." And we did that. And she said, "No, no, no, take it off, take it off." Did it again, and I did it again. And the third time I did it, she fell asleep, and she had the best night rest she had in 2.5 months. The next
Oh.
morning, I was downstairs making breakfast, and she was upstairs, and I heard her screaming, and I ran upstairs. And I said, "Babe, are you okay?" What she was screaming, Sunshower, was, "My pain is gone. My pain is gone."
It's shocking
And
sometimes, isn't it?
it is just a miracle. So thanks so much for letting me share, Sunshine.
Oh, you're so welcome. And thank you, Lavelle. Okay, I see Nancy. Okay, go for it, Nancy.
Hi, everyone. Well, this is about someone I signed up last, right at the beginning of December. And she put him on her husband. She put the X39 on her husband, and she took a before picture of his legs. And I have a picture here.
Oh, my.
So he had some problems with his arteries or veins or different things like that. And then she took another picture in February 5th.
Oh, isn't that lovely? Look at that.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And they were just thrilled. And that was really the only different thing he was doing. So that was really wonderful.
The X39. No, no, it was X39. And where did he place them?
He just put it on the back of his neck.
And it affected his legs. Isn't that interesting? So you guys, you could put it on your nose. It might help your heart. I mean, you never know. Thanks so much. I appreciate that, Nancy. Hey, Allie.
Hi. Since 2011, I had to eat my food cut real finely, and it was still really hard to swallow. So I was at the Special Olympics on Saturday, and my daughter gave me an apple. I hadn't been able to eat an apple or anything to bite into, chew, and swallow since 2011, and I did it no problem.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, my goodness.
We just keep hearing new stuff all the time. I've been around the block a few years and I love coming to these calls and to the Doc Talk, Connie Zoom on Sundays and sometimes Thursdays now, because I just keep learning and learning and learning how these patches can help people. Just simply amazing. Thanks so much, Allie. I don't see another hand up. Come on, you guys. Oh, goody. Back to Lavelle.
I have a million stories. So a friend of ours lives in Vegas, and his name is Kevin. And he used to walk around with his cane, be in a lot of pain. And I say, "Kevin, we have this product because my wife and I have been in health and wellness for about 16 years now. we have a new product and Kevin would like to share it with you. And he said, okay, Lavelle, I'll try it. So he tried it for 30 days and he calls me up and he says, Lavelle, this thing, I don't think it's working. And I said, Kevin, it's working. You're 70 years old. Give it some time. He called me up in 60 days. Lavelle, I don't think this thing is working. Kevin, give it time. It is working. He called me up in 90 days and said, Lavelle, I threw my cane down. This stuff works. And I'm not a cane. Oh my gosh. And he calls me back like 2 years later, because my wife and I have been with the company now 5 years. And he says, well, it's been over 2 years and his pain has never come back. So guys, give it some time, guys. Everybody's different. Thanks so much again.
Oh, thank you again for speaking up. We needed a hand up and there you were. I see Robin.
Yeah, good morning. Well, I just thought of a story. I was with a woman who deals with the severe head pain. And so I put a hat protocol together for her. She put it on and it got worse. And I said, you know, that's okay. I know it doesn't feel good. Just wear it as long as you're comfortable. And she took it off. She was taking a big trip and she didn't know how she was going to be able to do it because the head pain was so severe. Well, fast forward, she's traveling and she's happy and she's wearing her hat and amazing things have unfolded and she is elated, needless to say. And for those of you that don't know where to get the hat protocol, it's in liveyoungerproducts.com and you click on the menu and then you scroll down and you'll see the hat protocol. Takes 2 sets of energy and Eon and glutathione and of course always X39 and miracles, and it's for lots of different head related things. I'll be compliant.
There you go. Yeah, that hat protocol has many different functions. I've seen it work.
I'm going on a trip the end of next week, and I'm bringing a few extra hats that I'm going to patch up and have ready for people because people in 15 minutes can feel a big difference. So it's profound. If you've had any kind of head injury or neurologically based illness or mental imbalance, I mean, it's amazing how fabulous it can be. So back to you, my dear.
Yes, indeed. Thank you so much, Robin. I see a hand up by Deborah Hawkins.
Hi, I just had eyelid surgery on Friday, and they said, you know, you could take Tylenol, but I haven't had an iota of pain, and it's really healing almost so fast that I don't think she's going to be able to feel the sutures to get them out.
I hear you. I know. I had a little incident myself just 2 days ago, kind of bashed my hand into something metal and I go, oh, my wrist, ouch, ouch, ouch. It started to swell. But you know, with X39 and another one that I guess I can't mention yet. It isn't 8:15 yet. Oh, it's 9:13. I did use some Eon, you guys, and some Ice Wave. Okay, I broke the rules by 2 minutes. So 2 days later, it's fine. Everything's good. See? Okay, Glenda, please. Unmute your, if you got your camera, that'd be good. We could see you. If you can't unmute, we'll go to somebody else. And then when I see that you have unmuted, I'll call on you. Okay, Glenda? Right now, let's see. I'm going to skip over you, Nancy, because you already spoke. Stacy, please.
Good morning. Last week, every now and then since 2021, I get that cough from that long haulers that we've all probably experienced. And it didn't go away. So the next morning it was still there. So I immediately put an X39 on my chest and within minutes it was gone again. So every now and then when it comes back, I just remember what I used to do. And sometimes I have to put the Eon on the back of my neck, or actually further down, and just to get that lung issues going. So yeah, so that's good. And then years ago, I've been with the company almost 5 years, and I was introduced. I had really bad pain in my left foot where I could barely walk. And I started using the X39. That was the only thing I used for the first 3 months. And within like the first day, I noticed something, but I didn't know what it was. So I just kept using it and using it. Within 2 weeks, I was able to start walking again, with pain, but I was able to start walking. And it took, this is the consistency that we're all talking about. It literally took 1.5 to 2 years before I no longer felt that pain.
Hmm.
So it was serious, but just keep using them. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Stacy. I love that you mentioned that you saw results, within 90 days. That's what Robin will often mention to us is, give it a good 90 days before you say, eh. But then, of course, the other rule of thumb is, for every decade of life that you've been alive, use the X39 that many months, right? If you're in your 70s, 7 months, a good 7 months. It's a really good rule of thumb. And I really, really hope that people just don't give up. Just don't give up. There's a reason that there's 153 people on this call right now. What do you think? Maybe it's working, huh? Okay, now Glenda, I can see you and I think I can hear you.
Hi. Yeah, I'm moving around. I'm actually going up skiing with my daughter today. So that's my first story. Hadn't skied in like 8 years, didn't think I would again. Started using the patches and I have such incredible improvement in just my cardiovascular and my leg strength and everything. It's like I started skiing. So we've been having fun skiing together, which is fantastic. I also wanted to share a couple stories with people on my team. One of my friends has a really bad curved back that was getting very, very bad. And she was walking more slumped over, shoulder lowered, and feeling a lot more pain. And I honestly did not know what the patch would do, but I told her that it would help something, if not that, something. But she's been wearing the patch for a few months and she definitely has less pain from her curved spine, which has that S name to it. And then, which is amazing. And she has some other issues and now she's so hopeful because of what it's done with her spine. And then I have another friend who had a herniated disc and who was told after trying every kind of therapy that surgery was the only solution. And in about 5 months, she stopped having back pain and never plans to have surgery. So I wanted to share that.
Thank you, Glenda. I like that last part. It's what Dr. Tom will often say to us is, partner with your doctor and don't ask them if it's okay to use the patches. They probably don't even know about them. But if you go, just partner with me for the next few months, I'm going to be wearing these patches, show them the patch and say what they're for, and then say, please monitor me. That's cool because you may get some engagement with your doctor that way. Thank you so much. Dushenka, I will come back to you. I'd like to go to Sarah first, please.
Hi. I have a couple, just 2 stories that are coming to my mind of some of my most recent customers. One of them was this beautiful lady. She phoned me at the age of 50 and was like, I feel like my head is on a pike. Like I'm in so much pain. She's a single mom of 3 teenagers and just completely grinding. She could only afford like the X39. So she came in with the core bundle and just got that. I had maybe suggested the Eon because she seemed highly stressed and obviously a lot of inflammation. And I was pleasantly surprised, not as much as she was, that within a week she was like, I can't believe I've gone so long without pain. Like I'm sleeping like a baby. She says, never mind. I'm sleeping like a teenager. Babies wake up every couple of hours. I'm sleeping like a teenager. And I mean, she just was completely amazed. She was like, I was seeing the chiropractor every week and now I've stopped doing that, which allows her to afford more patches. And now she wants to try the Eon patch. But I just thought, I was like, I love those quick stories, but it also reminded me to not, that the X39 alone is a miracle patch of its own, and do not despise like small beginnings if they can't jump on a lot of the other patches that you think they might need, but just to start with where they're at personally. Another one real quick, there is a gentleman at my church that I felt like the Lord told me to like bless him with patches. And he indefinitely, he's not giving me like an end date to it, but he at the age of like 4 months old had a lot of neurological issues, had, just anyways. So now he is probably in his 50s, maybe 60s, and he's shaking, walking with a walker, has some things going on in his brain, just trauma. And so he's had to like retire, and his wife, anyways. Yesterday at church, I was watching him, and he's at the end of his month supply, his first month supply. And he was walking so steadily. I just kept on like looking at him, and it was so much obvious that someone in the church that knows what I do was like, did you patch Dennis? Because he was walking so smoothly today.
Right.
And I
Right.
asked his wife, I said, you probably notice things more than him. Like, what are you noticing? She's like, well, he's being so brave. He's walking around the house without his walker every now and then. And you're just like, oh my gosh, like it's just super, super exciting. And he was wearing the X39, X49, and the Eon. So
Yeah, oh, that's good to know. Thank you
very
so much,
exciting.
Sarah.
Yep.
Yeah. Guess what? We've had 167 people on this call. Bring your guests. This is also a guest event. It's great for us, brand partners, preferred customers, to share like this, but bring somebody along. Let's break some records. So I'd like to go to Perry next.
My daughter's a kindergarten teacher. We went to the Mardi Gras parade with one of her children, and he just looks down at the ground. He won't make eye contact, rarely speaks, and just doesn't participate. His mother was there. I took my patch and we put it on him, and he started looking up at the parade, just kind of bashfully. And the lady there was getting things and giving to him, and Ashley was saying, put them in your pocket. And he had his hands in his pocket, and so she'd take his hand out and stick them in his pocket, and he would let her do that. And then later on, the lady gave him something, and he stuck it in his pocket. He started sticking them in his pocket. And Ashley said, tell her thank you. And he said, thank you, twice.
Oh.
I sent some patches to school with my daughter for him and talked to his mother. So that was great. Just the X39.
Just the X39 that you took off from your own self and put on him. So apparently the X39s don't care who they're on. I've heard of, a story, I think Helen mentioned it, put an X39 on the fish tank and watch the fish come back to life. But that was amazing, and I won't keep talking about it because we're running out of time already. But what you said, Perry, was really, really important, because it's not always just about the body, the physicalness of us. It can be the emotional, other parts of us that just sort of all come back to life and are happy. All our stem cells all over the place are so happy to, do what they do best, and therefore the quality of our life improves. Thanks so much, Perry. That was great. I'm still going to jump over you to Shanka and go to Kristen, please. Just need to unmute. Oh, there you go. Oh, we can see you, can't hear you. Okay.
Are you waiting for me?
Yeah, your hand's up.
Sorry, I thought I was waiting for somebody you were skipping over. My bad. I just wanted to say, I tried something new yesterday. I was having a lot of problem with swelling in my body and very loose stools. So I have this app that I use called Patch App that comes back with suggestions of which patches to use and where to put them. So it came up with a different place to put them. Now I have been wearing X39, 49, and Eon for about 19 months now or something like that. But yesterday, when I was very swollen all over, including my legs, I moved the patches and laid down just for a little rest. And I had to get up and go to the bathroom because they were working so fast. It was taking all of the fluids that had accumulated where they didn't belong out of my body.
Wow.
So yeah, it was amazing.
Yeah.
Just moving the patches to different what do you call it? Acupuncture points.
Or just even move it like a quarter of an inch. That's what Dr. Thompson sometimes says.
Yeah.
So don't give up if it's just in one place and it's like, this isn't working. Move it a little bit.
Yeah.
Like get even
Yeah.
better. Thanks, Kristen. We're going to move along now because we are short on time. Catherine, go for it.
Yeah, I wanted to support what the other gal had said about the ability to take a patch off your back. I met with a friend who had fallen the night before and had, swollen eye and black and blue all over and everything. I literally took the patch off my back and put it right on her eye, right over the bridge of her eye where it was all swollen and red. She later told me that she's a person who her whole life has been black and blue, just with a slight pinch or something. And she and her daughter was amazed with how quickly the black and blue went away, the swelling went away. She went back to work and didn't think she was going to be able to because she was embarrassed with how it looked and everything. And so again, yeah, the patch doesn't matter if you took it off and put it on someplace else. I sometimes take it off my back at night and put it on my cat. She sleeps better at night.
I do that every night, Catherine. As soon as
Yes,
mine
yeah.
is off my C7, I put it under my cat's bed, and she's getting younger and younger too at 15 years old.
Yep.
Okay, we have just a couple minutes left, so let's move on to Kim Molina.
Good morning. I'm going to leave these patches on. I've been using the patches for a year now. However, last night I started to get like this throat tickle and nasal. So when I woke up, it was about 1 o'clock in the morning, I put the Eon patch and the glutathione. This is the Alavita patch that I sleep with every night on my third eye. That tickle in my throat is gone and my nasal feels just a whole lot better. So wanted to just mention, when you're starting to feel something come on, just patch right away. And I find that glutathione and Eon really helps with that. So thanks.
That's really good. And one thing I might mention to the newcomers to our call is, if you're not sure, call somebody. The person that introduced you may have some answers for you. So let's see. Thank you so much, Kim. On to Jonathan Beal.
What? You called my name? So real quick, I just want to say that I've been doing this for a little over 5 years. X39 is the patch. I played one-on-one basketball, 5 games yesterday. I only won 2, but I was playing a guy 20 years younger than me. I won 2 games on him. So I have a good friend that I introduced this to him. He has back problems. He's been using the X39 for about 3 months now. He said his back feels amazing. His wife had knee problems and she started using them, and she started going up and down the stairs like almost like she's 16 years old. Thank you, David Schmidt. Amen.
Yes, indeed. Thank you so much, Jonathan. Let's wrap it up with Dushenka. If you can do it in 5 seconds, just kidding.
5 seconds. I've been using the performance bundle for 2 years now, and I didn't think of myself as a chronic insomniac. I just thought of myself as a mom, because it started with that first pregnancy and has been going ever since. Takes me forever to fall asleep. And then once I fall asleep, the slightest little light or noise wakes me up. And after 9 months of wearing this performance bundle, it was 4th of July. My husband said, "Are you looking forward to all the fireworks and car alarms going off tonight?" And the next thing I knew, it was 8 hours later. And I said to him, "I remember you asking me that last night, but I don't remember actually answering you." He said, "You didn't, you just started snoring." Oh, sorry. And then Fast forward to now, it'll be 3 years in September. And Monday, I had one of those episodes a week ago where I was awake most of the night because of the pain from the autoimmune disease that I have. That's much better because of the patches. And so I only slept 2 hours on Monday, and I was still functional on Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday. You know, yeah, I wanted some extra sleep and I got it, but I just wanted to share that even with all the patches that I'm wearing, I still had, you know, a nearly sleepless night, but the lack of sleep didn't slow down my thought processes. It didn't impede my function. I was still everything that I needed to do.
Aw, thank you so much, Dushenka. And that the performance bundle is X39 and X49. Thank you so much for everybody's shares. And I'm going to turn the call back over to Robin. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Sunshine Rose, for doing such a beautiful job. And I love everybody's stories. We all get to keep learning, don't we? And I don't know if you guys are monitoring the chat, but there's always good stuff going on in the chat. So it's a good thing to look at it. And we just so appreciate. And, you know, I was sitting back here just listening, going, you guys are so alive. You know, there's a vibrancy no matter what our age. And isn't that beautiful that we can be healthy, alive, and vibrant, and no matter what age we are? Yes, and I love Perry. I love your sharings. She's how many years younger are you? You're on mute. You're on mute, hon. Oh, well, maybe she'll get it unmuted. Okay. How many? I see your volume, I think, is down, but you can write in the 85.
86.
86. All right. Yes. So no matter what age, we can keep getting better and better and better. And wonderful stories this morning, everyone. So tonight we have our community call that starts at 6 p.m. Pacific on liveyoungerzoom.com. I'm going to be going over the membership reports that I put in the Facebook group that are amazing, and a little bit about my visit to corporate last week. And then tomorrow night, we have Dr. Barbara and Janet, still waiting for confirmation, but I believe that's going to be who our Power of the Patch Showcase hosts are going to be tomorrow night. So I want to thank everyone for being with us this morning. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. This is such a great way to start off a day and a week. Yes. So take care, everybody. You can unmute to say goodbye if you'd like.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you. Bye.
Fantastical.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Harry, I'm going to call you.
Be amazing out there.
That's great, everybody. Thanks.
Bye, everybody.
Okay.
Great
Have
to
a
hear all the
wonderful day.
stories.
Bye-bye.
Hey.
Bye, all
Bye-bye.
you vibrant people.
Yes.
Thanks.
Love it. Love it.
They
Okay.
warned Dr. Tom up there.
Yes. I saw him. Bye-bye.
Yeah. Bye, everybody.